The moment you explain why the song was written, it adds a very impositional idea in the audience's mind. So I kind of decided that at one point I should move away from this egocentric worldview of mine during a performance and maybe try and build something else, a narrative or multiple narratives. So this is the first time I'm trying to do something like that, and I'm calling it the Man Theatrics. You could see your own reflection in the shadows that I'd speak, and the songs that I forever I'll sing to you so sweet. And I'll send you all my greetings, be it good news, be it bad. Oh, I came here just to sell my dreams. I'll tell you all my stories from Tashkent to Buenos Aires. I'll tell you all about the dark circus and the flares. And I'll tell you all in secrets, but I'll lie to you as well. Oh, I came here just to sell my dreams. I'll leave behind for you my boots of Spanish leather. I'll leave behind for you my fantasies of feather. And I'll leave behind all my myths and all my histories of fate. Oh, I came here just to sell my dreams. You may not just believe me, every single word I'd say, but there's no harm in dreaming on such a lovely day. And I'll free you from your pathos, all your fantasies of life. Oh, I came here just to sell my dreams. And I'll come back to you each moment to paint those colors of your thoughts, to convince you with my words, confuse you for all you've got. And I'll leave you every time you think I'd rather stay. Oh, I came here just to sell my dreams. And I'll leave behind for you my eyes of dark velvet. I'll leave behind for you my mirrors and my silhouette. I'll leave behind for you my thoughts of El Dorado. And I'll leave behind for you my winged horses of shadow. I'll leave behind all my myths, all my histories of fate. Oh, I came here just to sell my dreams. Things were getting a bit grim for him, and he was craving for some fresh air. He decided to go on a short solo trip just to spend some time with himself, just a couple of days, to have a little clarity. It was almost 3 months that he was on the road, from one town to another, working odd jobs and trying to absorb all that the town had to offer. At times he wished he could share certain moments with her. Maybe he longed for her at times, or maybe not. He doesn't really know. I woke up on the roadside with you all over my head. The morning wind pierces me like a cold razor blade. From the ruins of Jerusalem to the heights of Machu Picchu, I walked 10,000 miles tonight in my old traveling shoes. Now I think I've got to go back all the way from where I came. Oh, after changes, oh, changes, oh, changes, we're almost just the same. before me. I want someone to share, but the words they twist and they fail to rhyme and they vanish into the air. Your letters say you're beside me now, and why do I feel so alone? Well, I'm a lone soldier with nerves of steel, a heart made of stone. I've changed my shadow, changed my face, and I've often changed my name. After changes, oh what changes, oh what changes. We're almost just the same. We're so small among those stars, so large against our pride. But when it all comes down to dust, every man has to die. Tickets for the carnival, but they've washed out those graffiti and they've torn down that wall. Oh me, I'm on this road again, I'm standing in the rain. Oh, after changes, oh what changes, oh what changes. At the intersection of Southern Avenue and Lansdowne Road, there is a liquor shop right around the corner. He got out of the taxi, climbed the stairs, and bought a bottle of beer. This was 2004. He was barely 19, she was around the same. They took the left and got down near Vivekananda Park. The lake was slowly getting deserted as dusk approached. They had to quickly finish the beer and head for the gates before the cops came for their evening rounds. There was a loud thunderclap, and all hell broke loose. It started raining so heavily that they got drenched before they could realize they should be looking for a refuge. They kept staring at each other in the unforgiving rain, each expecting the other to take the next step. Like strangers in the dark, on park benches counting sparkling shooting stars that races right through your dreams. Shades of black and grey and beers and cigarettes on the night which never ends. Like lovers in the rain, sipping on memories, like stories that are strange, of forgotten histories that never fade, of troubled times and times that take you far away. We're just strangers in the dark, on park benches counting sparkling shooting stars. The race is right through your dreams, shades of black and grey and beers and cigarettes on the night which never ends. The night which never ends. No, on the night which never ends. She picked up the telephone and said, Well, I think that would be enough explanation for where this is heading. He took a long pause and softly uttered, I don't know. I need time to figure out all of it. She softly replied, it's not possible for me to wait for another eternity for you. For him rhymes, the learner clock smokes, riddles solved and the rock and roll folks, the nagging partner and the funny muse. These are my songs for you. These are my songs for you. Lost and found, tattoos on the ribs, he will escape on his flying ship. The paraffin dolls and the cubicles, these are my songs for you. These are my songs for you. The broken teen and the dreams of past, visions fade, oh, nothing lasts. The newborn child and the wicked hag, these are my songs for you. These are my songs for you. You won't believe if I tell you all the shades of lies that I tell myself in a dream. Well, it's all a scheme to keep myself from the swirling colors, faded visions in the cold dark corners, you see. It's hard to reel through the reasons, all the pain and love that whispers through your screams. No, you can't come clean through your museum of stolen letters to unknown waves of your endless river, it seems. And all the loveless nights you spent with all the fears locked in your head by the wind that whispers to the sea, by love and death and reality, and all the countless stars there is will guide you through the night to me. Through the grief, through the sorrow, through the endless wars that you rage against yourself. It's a pointless game to keep colluding with your darkest demons, deep desires, the clouded feelings within. And all the loveless nights you spend with all the fears locked in your head, like the wind that whispers to the sea, but love and death and reality, and all the countless stars there is will guide you through the night to me. Thank you. Later that night, they sat on the terrace and kept staring at the mountain. It was almost 1 in the morning and the whole of Parvati Valley was asleep. They could only hear the uncanny noise of silence. At the icy tip of the mountain looked enormous in the moonlight, as if it protruded out of the frame. The piano spoke softly through the window by the stairs. The night was drunk on whiskey. You can feel it in the air. The riddles will unfold, and the stories shall be told. For you, just for you, my love. And by the cold moonlight, where the mountains kiss the sky, we shall dance on to the music of the wind and of the night. The riddles will unfold, and the stories shall be told. For you, just for you, my love. In between the lines of fancy, when illusions left behind, our songs will cross over when it's slowly intertwined. The riddles will unfold, and the stories shall be told. For you, just for you, my love. She always had those thoughts that kept presenting their queries at the back of her mind. Not that she wanted them to sprout. She did not even like most of those questions. She picked up a drink and languidly walked into the balcony. He followed her and stood beside her, staring into the night. After a long pause, he asked, "Is something bothering you?" She rested her head on his shoulder and uttered slowly and calmly, "What are we doing? Would it be the same when we move away from one another? Our wants, our needs, our desires, our deepest and darkest fears, what about them?" He knew he had no answer to any of those. So he just kept staring into the night, slowly brushing his fingers through her long black hair. In between the smiles we fake, the bitter truths, the sweet embrace. In between all lies and all deceit. Through the waves, through ups and downs, through blue skies, through darkened nights, through the pain and love and all there is. We were naive and we were blind, running through that maze, like a fading distant dream, forgotten memory. And I was so much younger then, so much younger than now. And I was so much younger then, so much younger than now. Painted frames in black and white, fleeting glimpses, stolen smiles of a lonely world without repair. Promises that are hard to keep, words of reason, quick retreats, hanging from your walls in quiet despair. We were naive and we were blind, running through that maze. There was madness in the air and colors everywhere. And I was so much younger then, so much younger than now. And I was so much younger then, so much younger than now. And I was so much younger then, so much younger than now. And I was so much younger then, so much younger than now. There were 11 long and silent queues, each with hundreds of people, segregated into 11 different categories, guarded by 1,000 armed police. They appeared less like humans and more like robots or clones from a Star Wars movie. All the queues ended up in the gargantuan citadel that was at the exact center of the Metropolis. It was the tallest and the most intimidating building of all the ones that surrounded it. It had no windows and just a single entrance. It looked more like a medieval dungeon. The people in the queues looked broken, defeated, with little hope. They were waiting to be drafted as citizens of the new Metropolis. Specialization was not required for admission. Rather, the opposite was preferred. Absolute submission was the sole condition for inclusion, with strict adherence to every law mandated in the signed contract. Any slight deviation resulted in the immediate termination of the agreement and the expulsion of the individual. And the shining citadel, through its screaming walls of fear, will direct you what to do, in line with its grand design. Don't hesitate, just walk in line. Don't break no rules and you'll just be fine. You'll understand, it's the way of life. It's beautiful and it's so bright. So welcome, my friend. And it's all programmed so well, there's no reason to distrust. Compliance is the key, 'cause it's all for the greater side. No right or wrong, no good or bad, it's just the law that you must abide. If you break no rules, if you've done no crime, there's nothing here that you should hide. You love it here, my friend. Don't you dare disobey. There are consequences. Order must prevail. There's no room for disarray. Don't delay, don't criticize. Don't you think too much, don't you cross the line. You'll understand, it's the way of life. It's beautiful with all its might, our Metropolis. The Metropolis had strict hours to maintain all your daily routine. It will decide when you eat, when you sleep, and even when you take a dump. It was for the best, they said, to increase productivity. But he was already weary of following so many rules. His mind had drifted to somewhere else. He was constantly thinking about the girl he met during an inspection interview. They were waiting outside the office and did have a few words. He couldn't take his mind away from that 15 minutes of small talk. He craved to meet her. The want was so great that he couldn't sleep, couldn't eat, and his productivity in the workplace was at an all-time low. And it did not look good on his chances of maintaining the citizenship of the Metropolis. Dead drunk carcasses waltzing on the street, painted like a fallacy on monochrome sheets. Low-key cacophony of clickbait romance. Seal it in an envelope and send it with love. Blindfolded oracles through purple rings of smoke, forecasting prophecies in silent ones and nose. Sugar-coated poison that bleeds into my brain. Our plastic apocalypse, it's beautiful, insane. Nagging verses on repeat that speak my love for you. Watercolored on giant screens in 19 shades of blue. Faded reels of photographs of cubicles on fire. In a plastic apocalypse, you're the queen of my desire. Wallflowers on acid trip spell jargon in the air. Caricatured in colors from a time far, far away. Dystopian nightmares in animated flings. Our plastic apocalypse, it's beautiful, insane. Nagging verses on repeat that speak my love for you. Watercolored on giant screens in 19 shades of blue. Faded reels of photographs of cubicles on fire. In a plastic apocalypse, you're the queen of my desire. He walked to the station with the few things that he had. Some old photographs and a small journal. He took the last train out of Metropolis. It was a long and an unending one. He looked out of the window and kept thinking about something. Something that he longed for. He couldn't tell exactly what. Trying to leave your world behind in search of something else, but there is no escape from this life ain't chained to fake dystopian dreams, and it all repeats itself in lifeless echo chambers in perfect sync. In perfect sync. Blind horses and victory laps through tracks of checkered maze. Scrap parts of fighter jets on sale with telephones. Speechless in a crowd of lonely people on a train going somewhere to escape. Speechless in a crowd of lonely people on a train going somewhere to escape. Old men in masquerades deciding what the future holds. Deep fakes of sanity in dialogue with madness. Rhymes that turn and bind like the spiraling of stairs leading someplace close to you. Rhymes that turn and bind like the spiraling of stairs leading someplace close to you. It's the end of the fucking world. Graffitied words laid the claim. Beat poets and circus clowns dressed up for their final gig. Screams of reason tied and locked in tiny crystal boxes, posted somewhere far away. Screams of reason tied and locked in tiny crystal boxes, posted somewhere far away. Screams of reason tied and locked in tiny crystal boxes, posted somewhere far away. When they went through his belongings, they found a small diary, a daily journal of sorts. There were some weird paragraphs, which hardly meant anything, a few couplets, some strange images translated to the written word, and a few epiphanies. The set had a title, Epiphanies of a Defeated Artist in Denial. Of all the little things that we can control, like waves, they crash and die onto the shore that sings of different tales of lands forgotten in time, in laughter and in pain, in saddened broken rhymes. Of all the things we love, yet we let them go, like dreams of better times in subtle words. The stars, they blink and paint all the songs that are kept unheard of two colliding worlds that slowly drift apart. Of all the things we fear to lose someday, that binds us to our cage, shackled up in chains, like the things we can't forgo, in hope for better days that keeps us all entranced in worlds that look the same. If I could write you a song so sweet that could make you smile in between, that could make you fall in love again. If I could only fix the world with words of hope and love, but darling, it is beyond repair. And if I could start a revolution with just my strong belief, but darling, I'm too afraid to lose. And if I could build you a world of love woven with threads of light, but darling, there is only darkness. If I could write you a song so sweet that could make you forget all your wants and your needs, that could save you from boredom. Side entry number 18, Tuesday, midnight. The smoking has been a bit more lately. I was trying my best to devise an innovative plan to end things, but a cat kept crying outside. I couldn't concentrate. I sat on my window and looked at the cat. She stared back at me as if asking a question. Not getting any reply, she kept calling out to her kittens. It's midnight, how the silence grows. But if you're here too close, you can hear the distant wail of a cat somewhere in search of her little ones. The burning of a joint, the low hum, and the voices that echo in your head. But you have no one to talk to, though you'd really like to, so you just speak to yourself. It's midnight, a distant siren fades. It must be raining somewhere, 'cause the cold wind reminds you all those little lies that you keep telling yourself. All the things that you crave for, all your wants and needs, and all your darkest fears. And you have no one to talk to, not that you would like to, so you just speak to yourself. It's midnight, and you want it all to end. But somewhere deep inside, you know you really like to suffer on your own. You kinda grown fond of it now. So you smile at yourself, stop your cigarette, and just turn off the lights. Well, you have no one to talk to, even if you'd like to, so you just speak to yourself. And you have no one to talk to, even if you'd like to, so you just keep to yourself. And you have no one to talk to, even if you'd like to. So you just keep to yourself. And you have no one to talk to, even if you'd like to. So you just keep to yourself. No, you have no one to talk to, even if you'd like to. Does it really matter anymore? Like a lonely sailor on a leaky boat, trying to find his way home on an empty sea. It's getting darker now, like lifeless woods in jigsaw pairs that floats through a meaningless ring on plastic screens. It's getting darker now. From a broken lighthouse far away to the smoky fog of time, you try to reach my hand as we slowly drift apart. It's hard to see what lies ahead through the blindfolds that we wear. Not that it matters, only gets darker now.